Picture this. It's a time when Africa was a vast, united land, no borders, no kings, and no chairman of the council. Everyone was living harmoniously, following the way, a philosophy of balance, respect, and reciprocity. Sounds like paradise, right? But then, boom! Enter the destroyers. First came the people of the desert, Arabs, waving swords and yelling, "Convert or else." Then the people of the sea, Europeans, armed with shiny trinkets and enslaving ambitions. Before you know it, paradise starts looking like, well, a nightmare. And that's where Ayi Kwei Armah's 2000 Seasons begins. Grab your tea because this story gets intense, but I promise it's worth the ride. So the story begins in a fictional African town called Anoa. Now, Anoa isn't just any ordinary village. These people lived the life. No chiefs, no kings, just caretakers, chosen because they were kind, wise, and knew how to share. Nobody owned land or each other, everything was communal. Sounds utopian, right? Then one day, Anoa's namesake, a woman gifted with a prophecy, delivers some bad news. A storm is coming and it's bringing 2,000 seasons of destruction. Now, if that were me, I'd be like, pack your bags, we're moving. But nope, the people of Anoa stay put, thinking, how bad could it be? Spoiler alert, really bad. First, the Arabs show up. These guys are like the friend who borrows your charger and never returns it, except they take more than just a charger. They take people, land, and even the culture, replacing it with their own. And just as Anoa is catching its breath, bam! The Europeans roll in, offering colorful clothes and crosses but demanding servitude in return. The worst part? Some locals, like King Karanchi, team up with the invaders. Imagine a guy so obsessed with power he sells out his own people. Armah describes him as an empty, strutting fool. Ouch, but honestly accurate. Now you'd think the people of Anoa would rally together and fight back. But nope. Some, like Eduse, are too busy being lazy and greedy. Others think the invaders will just go away. Spoiler alert, they don't. Instead, they turn the people into zombies and askaris, basically slaves working for their oppressors. But don't worry, there's hope. A group of women, yes, women, decide enough is enough. They plan and lead a rebellion, fighting alongside men and sometimes even outshining them. They remind us that women have always been the backbone of resistance movements. There's also Isa Nusi, a wise elder who keeps the way alive by teaching it to anyone who will listen. Through all the chaos, this guy is like the human embodiment of hope, refusing to let the destroyers completely erase their culture and values. And that, my friends, is the epic tale of 2000 Seasons by Ayi Kwei Armah. First published in 1973, this novel isn't just a story, it's a call to action. Armah uses Anoa's tragedy to reflect on Africa's history, its struggles, and its resilience. What's fascinating is how Armah rejects the idea of Africa as divided by tribes or borders. Instead, he paints a picture of a unified continent with shared values. It's like he's saying, hey, let's stop focusing on what separates us and remember what connects us. Armah doesn't hold back on the critique, though. He calls out corrupt leaders, lazy individuals, and even external religions like Christianity and Islam for their role in Africa's downfall. His language is sharp, poetic, and loaded with symbolism. For example, he describes bribes as clothes of colors bright to fascinate children's eyes set in adults' heads. That's not just a roast. That's art. Now let's talk about the man behind this masterpiece, Ayi Kwei Armah. Born in Ghana in 1939, Armah is a novelist, poet, and essayist with a deep commitment to Pan-African ideals. He's not afraid to tackle tough subjects like colonialism, corruption, and the loss of African identity. With 2000 Seasons, Armah challenges us to rethink what we know about Africa's past and our role in shaping its future. Sure, the book isn't an easy read. The first chapter? Impenetrable. But stick with it, and you'll discover a narrative so rich, so thought-provoking, that you'll want to read it again and again. This isn't just a novel, it's a lesson, a warning, and a source of hope. It reminds us that even in the darkest times, there are always people willing to fight for what's right. So, what are you waiting for? Grab a copy of 2000 Seasons, link in the description. Trust me, this is a book you'll be thinking about long after you've turned the last page. Thanks for joining me on this journey through Anoa and Ayi Kwei Armah's powerful storytelling. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. What do you think about Armah's vision of Africa? Let's discuss! Until next time, keep reading and stay curious.